welcome to this week's Pastor Capture. I'm Steve Stolz-Costello, Senior Pastor here at Benner United Methodist Church, and this is Pastor Reverend Dr. Ivy Smith, our Associate Pastor, and we have Reverend Tammy Palermo, who is our Pastor for Children and Family Ministries, and we welcome you to the Pastor Capture. This is where we, every week, had the opportunity to just kind of celebrate and summarize what happened this past Sunday and give you a little teaser for what's coming up this coming Sunday. I have a very special surprise for Ivy and Tammy this morning.
Oh, gee.
I'm scared.
Here.
Oh!
And I want to invite you to use these to celebrate. We had a great Sunday.
Yes, we did.
Woo, they're fun.
Yes, we might use them over and over again. This past Sunday we had All Saints. We lifted up the names of 22 people.
Sunday was great.
Yeah.
Sunday was great.
And for the traditional service, we did something a little differently, so I encourage you to go back and watch that. We actually had a new thing where we were able to show the video and put the pictures of the people whose names we lifted up. And I hope you can go back and watch that service there. And then
No, you're saying a little different. I'm hearing from everyone out of that service. People are walking out really moved. Make sure you take time and look at it. It's just a different service on highlighting all of our people who have been a part of the faith, been our saints here in Benner, and even those who are outside of the membership too.
Yeah.
Beautiful service.
I watched the modern service online and really appreciate, again, Ivy, all that you did with the text. I touched on the text, but I really focused more on All Saints. But you really brought out this whole challenging text about Jesus and scolding those scribes and Pharisees for being hypocrites and all like that. So I give you credit. You did a good job with that.
I like you're funny with that when you said
You're funny.
the church is full of hypocrites, and then someone says, you know, come on in because we could use one more.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I can't take credit for that, but I can't remember who to give credit for it. You've heard that expression.
It's a good one.
But that's a good one.
I'm going to go to church, there's just a bunch of hypocrites. Well, there's room for one more.
Room for one more. Come on in.
But anyway, trying to put the emphasis on God's grace more than what we do. So,
Right.
Tell us a little bit about Tammy, how Sunday school.
Oh, so for Sunday school, we talked about how Esau gave up his birthright for a bowl of soup.
Oh.
Yeah.
And but the bigger thing that I'm hoping the kids took away from was the idea that maybe Esau should have prayed about his decision before he just so quickly said, yeah, sure, Jacob, I'll give you whatever, I'm just really hungry. And so he let his stomach do the decision making. But I think it's really important, and I do hope that the kids really got that part of the message was, you know, before we make important decisions in our lives, we really need to take it to God and ask for some discernment and wisdom. So I thought that was a really interesting point from that story, a story that I'm familiar with, and I'm sure a lot of folks are. So that was fascinating. And then this week we're going to talk about when Isaac is on his deathbed and he has to actually give the blessing. Spoiler alert, it's not Esau. So we're gonna delve into that story a little bit more as well.
I love those stories in Genesis. You know, I mean, the Bible starts out with, honestly, probably the most famous and go-to stories in the Bible are in Genesis. I mean, so much is packed into that, and for our children to be getting that and to grow up with that.
Start with that foundation and just grows from there.
In fact, speaking of foundation, that's one of the things that I'm kind of feeling led to for this coming Sunday. We're continuing in the series, Inspired, and we're continuing with the lectionary passages, again this week in Matthew's Gospel, jumping to chapter 25.
1 through 13.
Yeah, but also I'm going to use a psalm, at least in the traditional service, and it has to do with teaching your children the law, teaching your children the ways of God.
Good.
And it just has me pondering, you know, what is it that inspires people to become followers of Christ? What is it that inspires others to want to know God more fully? And this passage is troubling because it's a parable about these bridesmaids who don't have enough oil in their lamps. And I'm really wrestling with that because...
Right.
Yeah.
10 bridesmaids and 5 make a wise decision and 5 don't.
Right.
And it it parallels to, opportunities that are facing us.
Yeah.
What do you do to prepare for the future? How do you make sure that you're ready, you know?
Yeah, and so I want to invite you, if you're watching, to get ready for this Sunday. I would love for you to contact me, text me, email me, put something in the comments, talk to I want to know what you think about this passage, because, when you read that, in many ways for me, it really kind of reflects more of what you hear in the world. Hey, if you didn't save enough, if you didn't prepare enough, then you're out of here.
Then you're out, yeah.
And so
closed.
Yeah, so back to this question of what inspires you. Does it inspire people to be followers of Christ because of fear or because of
Gosh, I hope
sweats? Is that the way Christ works?
No.
Or even in the psalm where it's more about the law, we got to teach them. So I don't know. I'm just wrestling with that. I invite you to wrestle with me.
Which is funny because I think the following story in our Sunday school will be Jacob wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
It's like more wrestling.
Yeah, so that'll be not this coming Sunday.
No, I think that's the following. I could be wrong, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Good.
Well, wherever you are, we want to encourage you, invite you. Come on out. We want to get to know you. It's all about relationships here at Monroe United Methodist Church. And it's all about the joy we experience when we get to know one another, when we worship together, when we join our hands and our hearts in mission and ministry. And we truly are inspired by God's word and the gospel as it's lived out here. So we invite you, watch us online, go check it out, come in person. We've got 9 o'clock and 11. We have modern and traditional at both of those times, trying to accommodate everybody's needs. And you can really help get the word out by just liking us, leave a comment, follow us, and share it with somebody that you know. But thank you for joining us for this week's Pastor Capture.
Okay, these are really fun.
Ah.